Hello and welcome to another KitPlus TV. So IBC is just around the corner and it's looking like it'll be a great event for everyone involved. And every year IBC has a series of programs to help this and incentives. And here to tell us more about one of these programs is Mark Smith from IBC.
Hi Mark, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Good morning, good to see you.
So Mark, this is your first time on KitPlus TV, first time we've had a chance to chat to you. So let's start with a quick overview of where you fit in the IBC team.
Yeah, so I've been working with IBC really for about 3 years now, and I came from the mobile industry. I've been with the GSMA, the Global Trade Association for all the world's mobile networks, for best part of 23 years or so, and so quite a lot of experience around the Mobile World Congress, which is, as you know, in Barcelona, about 110,000 people every year, but also in developing that show really from the beginning, and a lot of innovation programs within it, as well as for the last decade, certainly, I've been focused on that convergence between the mobile and telecom sector and media and entertainment, but also more broadly the technology sector and how it comes to play and drive the media and entertainment ecosystem. So really a lot of experience in mobile, but in innovation more broadly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all extremely relevant now. So let's get a brief overview, if you can, to start with, of the IBC Accelerator Media Innovation Programme, if you can.
Yeah, so IBC developed this program really as a framework to drive and to facilitate collaborative innovation. So many of the challenges that the industry is facing, challenges and opportunities actually, range from, there's a whole host of challenges and opportunities, whether that is things like 5G and new distribution, but also new creative possibilities that things like 5G will allow. Whether it's, artificial intelligence and some of these disruptive technologies that are coming along, the Internet of Things and cloud technologies and voice assistant type technologies, voice recognition, whether it's this disparity between the online players and online world and the world of traditional broadcasting. Many of the regulators are wrestling with how to regulate the online players right now. There's huge disparity. Whether it's the bigger picture, just drive to digitize the media and entertainment sector, to move from a world of hardware to a world of IP and software, and many of these challenges are common to the broadcast sector particularly, but also to content providers and content studios. So the Accelerator program has been developed by IBC over 3 years now to really support the industry, to drive innovation much more at market speed and internet speed even, to help facilitate a dialogue between broadcasters and between the vendors that is based on what the broadcasters and what the content owners and providers really want to try and solve. So they're bite-sized challenges. We try to put a team around those of what we call champions, who are the broadcasters, the buyers of equipment, and we put a team of vendors who are expert in those areas as participants in a project, and then we address that particular challenge and try to solve it in a matter of months.
So it sounds like you're putting an awful lot of work into the program. I mean, why is it such an important initiative for the industry, do you think?
Well, I think, the thing that comes across, I think, from all of the champions and those involved in the project, so we have more than 80 organizations involved this year in the third year. It's fabulous, really. And it's a sort of a who's who of household names in the sector that have really got involved in this program. What's important to them is this ethos, this sort of ethos that we have within the accelerators, which is about learning by doing. We call it sort of hands-on experimentation. So a lot of these guys, they're used to sort of attending industry events, industry conferences and standards bodies and doing a lot of the theoretical work around white papers and conference presentations and discussions. But what the accelerators give them is this opportunity to really roll their sleeves up and to do some tangible, hands-on experimentation with these new technologies and try different architectures, try different workflows, but share experiences and share their pain with the vendors who can help drive the solutions.
So as someone who wants to it will experience or view, watch, keep an eye, how does it present itself? Is it, I'm interested in what these guys are discussing. Do I just watch it on IBC Digital, or if I'm at the show, come to a session, or how does it present itself?
Well, actually, so there's a couple of ways. Obviously, IBC is going to be somewhat hybrid this year, with the physical show taking place 3rd to the 6th of December, and it will be a smaller show. There's no doubt, but there will be an accelerator zone which will be in Hall 5, and you can come along. And each of the 8 projects that we've got running this year, they'll each have a sort of a pod where they'll demonstrate and they'll talk you through some of the challenge that they had, the workflows, and the sort of the path to that solution that they developed, and have a proof of concept of their particular solution. And also they'll be discussing on the stages, particularly around the showcase stage and the production stage and the content supply chain stage that IBC will have. There'll be a series on each project will be presenting and discussing their particular project. And actually there was news this morning, so you can go to IBC's site and there's a press release announcing that schedule of accelerator projects and the dates that they're on between the 3rd and 6th of December. But of course, all of this will be available as well on demand on the IBC digital platform online as well. So those who can't make it to the show in Amsterdam can watch and view it pretty much real time.
Yeah, we'll certainly look at the press release. I mean, you mentioned the 8 projects there. Mark, can you give us, is it easy to give us a quick sort of elevator pitch on what those are?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are 3 projects in the 5G space. One is called 5G and Innovation in Live Workflows, and that's looking at things like the capabilities of 5G that are here, but also what's to come, like edge computing and private 5G networks, or networks in a box. And also this new breed of low Earth orbit satellites and what they'll do for the production sector, as well as multi-cloud deployments and moving content between different cloud environments. So that's an exciting one with 14 champions. So the likes of BBC and BT Sport and Olympic Broadcasting Services and RTL and TV2 and Viacom and Vodafone have been taking part in that as well. And so it's a huge forum almost for learnings about 5G. A couple of other 5G projects. One is in the space in the sort of VR and augmented reality and extended reality space. And then we've got one looking at 5G in live sports production for remote production. That's got BBC Sport and beIN Sport and BT Sport and Fox Sports all working together to try to understand the art of the possible for 5G now. Then we've got some other projects that are looking at things like smart remote production and real-time animation. We've got one which is kind of looking at the sort of transmedia content using cutting-edge extended reality tools and real-time workflow technologies. We've got one in AI and looking at news organizations and how they might automate the process of detecting bias in news reporting and bringing a sort of more transparency and balance to a news report, for example. We've got an immersive audio and sound project, and I'm just trying to think if I missed any others. No, I think that's briefly covers the 8, but really diverse. But we've got, importantly, we've got a project right now with COP26 happening. We've got a project looking at sustainability in live production, which is really, really kind of critically important for the future of the world. Never mind about the industry. But this has got BBC and BT Sport, MultiChoice from South Africa, and Albert, the BAFTA kind of sustainability initiative, and Sky, all working together. And we've got some really important and exciting announcements about that project that will be coming up, hopefully, before the show and at the show. So that's looking at how we measure the carbon footprint of a live sports production and how we measure that and benchmark it against the traditional way of producing particularly live sports content. In a nutshell. A lot.
In a nutshell. Well, actually, very succinct, and I'm fascinated. Thank you very much. And we'll keep an eye out for it. We'll hopefully put a link in the description. But thanks, Mark, for coming in and telling us all about it. Look forward to seeing what's going on. Check out show.ibc.org, where you'll find details of the Accelerator Programme. Or you can obviously just Google IBC Accelerator Programme, and that takes us straight there. And thank you very much to Mediaproxy for their continuing support of KitPlus TV. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time or at the show.
Take care. Thank you very much.